www.truthwaylife.com, your portal to the kingdom of God, your key to reality. Here at www.truthwaylife.com, we strongly believe in what David said in Psalms 119:34. Give me understanding, and I will keep your law. Yea, I will observe it with all of my heart. If you truly understand the truth, the way, and the life of Jesus Christ, you will love your God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul, and learn to love your neighbor as yourself. Our subject today is the ancient alien theory in the Bible, as it particularly concerns our society today, politically, socially, and religiously. What you just saw is our society today. We spend massive amount of money and power on weapons of mass destruction to create an environment of massive terror, massive chaos, and massive destruction. We literally live under Damocles' sword hanging by a hair over our head. Only it's not a sword, it's weapons of mass destruction. We live in the most advanced technological society in recorded human history, and yet humanity is at its greatest risk. And it's not just war. If you look at the world at large, like places like Colombia and Mexico, where people are chopped up almost on a daily basis and left out for garbage due to the drug lords and gangs that are taking over. Do you realize that in Mexico, more people last year died in the drug lord and gang violence than in Afghanistan and the Iraqi war combined? That's just incredible. And we're not even safe at home. Who could forget Columbine, when two teenagers walked into their classrooms and started killing their fellow students, some of them for just admitting they were Christians? And who could not turn on television and get reports of the serial killers and the kidnappers who rape and do worse to our children? And of course, who can forget 9/11 and the 2,500 people, innocent people, who died as the Twin Towers came tumbling down due to terrorist activity? Can all of this make sense? After all, weren't we taught in school that humanity is basically good, that we are evolving into a better and more advanced society? Well, I do agree we are evolving into a more advanced society. We certainly are not evolving into it as a better species. We started out throwing rocks and spears at each other, and now we throw weapons of mass destruction. Chemical weapons of mass destruction, atomic weapons of mass destruction, and biological weapons of mass destruction. Iran and North Korea are seeking nuclear weapons to join the 12 others and remind us that we are only one button away from extinction. I ask again, can all of this make sense? This is Theodore Green, and I wrote this book, The Deliberate Design of Destiny, because yes, it all can make sense. People need to know that we are in a cycle and part of a destiny that was predicted thousands and thousands of years ago. People also need to know that ancient aliens were part of that history and are part of that destiny. You can pick up the book at www.truthwaylife.com. That's my website, and you'll find a lot of free supporting information there. Or you can buy the book at amazon.com, or you can buy the book at Google Books, or you can buy the book at your local bookstore if you order it. Now, I cannot possibly teach in this short segment the history, science, archaeology, and theology that is part of the deliberate design of destiny and reveals the mystery kept secret since the world began that's talked about throughout the New Testament, particularly in Matthew 13 and Romans 16:25. What I can do is reveal how ancient alien theory is part of the human history, part of human destiny, and part of that secret. And it's still a mystery today, because this history is not taught in our schools. This history is also not taught in our churches. But yet Jesus clues us in Matthew 24 when he says that we are caught in a cycle of darkness. He says, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be at the coming of the Son of Man. Jesus is telling us that we have been in this state of violence before, and we need to learn from history. Jesus is telling us that the history that we have been taught is not exactly right, that we need an alternate version of history that fits the scientific and archaeological evidence and logic. But first, I need to reveal a teaching of the Bible that is not taught in the churches today.
The first big surprise you may not know is that the Bible declares that we are not alone. Yes, long before scientists speculated, based on the vastness of the universe, that there is probably other life in the universe, God told us in Genesis, the 2nd chapter, that God created more than just humanity in the heavens and the earth. The very first verse of the 2nd chapter of Genesis says, "Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them." Notice that the verse says, "and all the hosts of them." Host means a multitude, an army of beings. The verse says that they were created of them, meaning the heavens and the earth. Therefore, as you can see, in explaining creation, God reveals that we are not alone and that there is a host, a multitude in the universe, in the heavens and in the earth. We have confirmation of this revelation in Nehemiah, for it is written, Nehemiah 9:6, "Thou, even thou, art Lord alone. Thou hast made the heaven of heavens, with all their host, the earth and all things that are therein, the seas and all that is therein, and thou preservest them all, and the host of heaven worship thee." I believe this verse is clear. Humanity, even life on earth, is not the only creation of God. There is a host of intelligent life in the universe, for they are able to worship God. The angels written about throughout the Bible are just one in the multitude of life created by God. Even the Catholic Church has validated this point. The Pope himself just recently declared that there may be other intelligent life in the universe. The very head of the Catholic Church, then, understands this reality. Now, this opens a huge realm of possibilities in understanding the Bible, creation, and archaeology, and archaeological anomalies all around the world.
Many scientists and scholars now support an alternate theory of human origins. This theory is better matched to the modern archaeological DNA and historical evidence of human evolution. These scientists and scholars now believe the evidence indicates that human evolution has had help, a lot of help. These scientists and scholars support the ancient astronaut, or ET, extraterrestrial theory of modern human origins and evolution. This theory has been best documented on the History Channel in their Ancient Alien series. I highly recommend this Ancient Alien series by the History Channel. It is groundbreaking work that opens your eyes to the science and archaeological evidence that mainstream scientists flat out ignore because it does not fit evolution and Darwin theories of origins. Let's look at a small but important segment of that Ancient Alien series.
On Earth. But today, many scientists agree that we are not alone.
Practically every human civilization that has ever existed tells us we are not alone in the cosmos.
A long time ago, extraterrestrials came here and through a targeted mutation of our genes, we became human.
We have, in theory, a worldwide civilization that has extraterrestrials interacting with it, and human beings, as we are today, who are possibly the genetic breeding of these aliens.
If we're being visited, they've probably always been here.
Millions of people around the world believe we have been visited in the past by extraterrestrial beings. But what if it were true? Did ancient aliens really help to shape our history? And if so, why did they come here? And just what was their mission? Of course, mainstream scientists and archaeologists believe ancient Greek and Egyptian stories of animal and human hybrids are just fanciful products of the imagination. But are they?
There is this period in pre-dynastic Egypt where these demigods ruled. We have not found human remains, we do not know who they were. But we do have scientific evidence that at least the ancient Egyptians believed firmly that they ruled. As to whether they are just human beings like you or I, or whether they come from somewhere else, or whether they are a hybrid being, we have no idea.
What if ancient civilizations possessed the advanced scientific knowledge of our own modern-day scientists? What if they, too, had unlocked the mysteries of DNA, cloning, and gene splicing?
Why is this so fascinating? Well, because if you look at this from a genetics aspect, we're in the process right now, today, of being able to recreate creatures like that. I mean, this is Frankenstein, this is science fiction stuff, yet in ancient Egypt, we have the exact same descriptions, the exact same depictions of some very bizarre hybridization program which took place thousands of years ago.
They are mixing alien animals and human DNA not just for 10 years or 20 years, but for thousands and thousands of years. And that's why there are so many alien abductions, and that's why each generation is psychically more advanced than the next until we get to the complete union of two cultures, the ultimate hybrid.
I think the answer clearly is we're not alone in this universe, and we have non-human intelligences interacting with this planet for reasons that are still unknown to most of us. It leaves you feeling a little nervous.
If alien beings came here, as some suggest, to perform strange mutation experiments on animals, could they have done the same on humans? And if so, why?
What if this ET theory is true? What if the Bible is right about the host of heaven? What if these extraterrestrials were here and corrupted the human genome and the world along with it? Consider the evidence. There is the famous missing link or links between man and ape. There are the ruins of ancient civilizations all over the world which do not fit the evolutionary paradigm. Science has even discovered that there are 226 genes that have no counterpart in the animal or plant kingdom. This cannot be explained if we evolved from apes, all of which can be explained by extraterrestrials changing the course of humanity. The ET theory could also explain some modern unanswered questions. If these extraterrestrials are still around, they may be responsible for the